Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining me for the 10-minute refresh office workout. Grab your mini band and let's begin. If you ever find yourself in the middle of the afternoon feeling kind of tired, kind of sluggish, what I want you to do is start by smiling. This is going to seem super simple, but smiling is one of the fastest ways to send a rush of endorphins to your brain. It doesn't cost anything, and you can do it absolutely anywhere. Plus, it's going to revive the energy in the room if there are people around you. Smiles are contagious. Let's use that to our advantage. All right, next up, we've got a great neck release for you. So what I want you to do is find your earlobes and then with two fingers, kind of slide them back until you feel those two prominent bones. Those bones are called the mastoid processes. So what we're going to do here for a great neck release is press into those 2 points and then kind of seesaw your head. So you're looking up and looking down. Continue to apply that pressure. Great, quick neck release. Next up, we're going to release our shoulders. So what I want you to do is find your clavicle bones where I'm pointing here on the screen, and then go to one side, and you're going to just take a couple of your fingers and start to massage right beneath that clavicle bone. It can help to lift the shoulder slightly because then you can really get your fingers in there to give a good massage. This is going to be a great one to open up the shoulders. A lot of us, when we sit for a long time or typing, we're going to have rounded forward shoulders. This is going to help with that. As an option, so I just showed you, you could also use two knuckles to kind of get in there. Then we're going to add to that, so keep with that pressure, and then begin to move your opposite arm forward and back. Feel how those muscles are shifting in there and continue to add that pressure. Let's shake it out, take a moment, sit up tall, smile again, and we're going to do the other side. You might even notice, now that one side is done, how different the shoulders feel. Okay, so we're practicing on the other side. Start that little massage beneath your clavicle bone. You're welcome to shrug your shoulder up slightly just to open that space. And then begin to move that opposite arm forward and back as you continue with your massaging. Awesome. You could do that one anytime, anywhere as well. Okay, so meet me on your feet. We're going to do my Super 7 posture check. Here we go. First up, check your chin. You can touch it with your finger. Then we're going to roll our shoulders back. That's part 2. Let those shoulder blades glide gracefully down your back. Part 3, we're going to engage the core. Make sure those ribs are hugged in and together. Then check your pelvis. Make sure it's neutral. You can rock a little forward and back to check. Next up, we're going to corkscrew our feet into the ground to let those glutes light up. Then you're gripping the floor ever so slightly with your feet. Think toes and your heel, like you're just pulling a piece of paper, sort of arching it off the ground. Then you're going to take a nice deep breath and allow that breath to be so deep that you feel the space between your ribs expand. Excellent job. We're going to move on to a joint release. This is going to feel so good. We're going to run from our toes to our head. So begin by drawing some circles with your right foot, just clockwise, then counterclockwise. Maybe point and flex your foot a couple of times, switching to the other leg when you're ready. Then our next thing, we're going to take our knee around. Now you could just bend and straighten your knee if this making a circle doesn't feel that great. So option to just bend and straighten your knee. Feeling that length and a little bit of movement in that joint is so good for us. Okay, so we're working our way up. You're just going to take your hip, so you're moving your leg up and around. This does require some balance, so you could certainly use the back of your chair for support if you need it. Draw some circles both way with the hips. Just feel it out. Move at whatever range of motion works for you, whatever range of motion feels good to you. So circles both directions. And then we're just going to do it's almost like a cyclone you're creating. So you're going to take your hips around in a big circle, trying to keep length through your torso and length through your legs. Make sure you go both ways. kind of pressing into the edges of that circle. You might notice that circle becomes a little bit wider as you move. Awesome. And on deck next, we're going to find neutral pelvis. So what I'm demonstrating here is tilting back and tilting forward. This can really help you if you're not sure where neutral pelvis is. This can help you find it. A couple of moments rocking forward and back can help you find neutral. Okay, on deck next, we're going to shrug our shoulders up and back. So creating some big circles, again, pressing into the edges. Big circles up and back, big circles forward. Staying tall, staying with your beautiful posture. And then you could do both arms at the same time if you'd like to save a little bit of time. But I'm just swiveling my arm around a couple times forward and a couple times back. Both sides, you might visualize you're pulling your arm through water. That can create a little more engagement in the muscles. All right, and then at our elbows. So at your elbows, you could also bend and straighten if this circular motion doesn't feel that great to you. So both sides, so either bend and straighten like you're flexing your biceps, like you're showing us your muscles, or find that circle. Awesome. Let's move into our wrists. Hands can be open or closed. Draw some circles with your wrists, noticing if there are any points that feel a little bit stuck. And next up, you're going to turn your head from side to side, releasing the neck, like you're saying no, no way, no way to a stiff body. And now we're going to say yes to feeling refreshed. So chin drops towards the chest and then up towards the ceiling. Good. Maintaining that Super 7 checkpoint, maintaining your deep breathing. Little joint release, toe to head. Good. Wiggle it out. You are ready for total body extensions. We're going to get your heart rate up. Here we go. So feet about hip distance. Sweep your arms down at your sides and then sweep those arms up and overhead, rising up onto your toes if you can. Now, if you've got on some fancy office shoes, you might want to kick them off and do this in bare feet. Or if not, if that's not an option for you today, I would say skip the part where you're rising up onto your toes and just do that squat back, hips back, and then reach those arms up overhead. Total body lengthener, total body energizer. Those calf raises get our circulation going. All right, next, a chair plank. We're going to strengthen our entire body without even moving. What I need you to do first is get your chair like mine in a position where it's secure and it won't slide. Then you're going to grip the edges of your seat, or you can place your hands on top if your chair is a little bit wider. Feet are going to be about hip distance. Run through your 7 checkpoints. Check your chin. Make sure your head's not forward. Glide those shoulder blades down your back. Make sure your abs are engaged. They're going to have to work harder on this. Neutral pelvis. Glutes are strong. Quads pulled up off of your knees. Arms are strong. Your wrists are right in front of your shoulders. That was more than our 7 points. Those were bonus points to lock in your plank. Belly button drawing slightly towards your spine. And my friend, you are breathing, right? Get that breath going. Move it through your body. We're holding here just about a minute. You can make it. You're building strength throughout your entire body. Give me one more deep breath before we call this thing awesome. Okay, grab your mini band. We're going to move on to what I call elevator squats. So you're going to place that band so that it's around your forearm. Set your feet about hip distance. Separate that band. Lower your butt back into a squat. Make sure that your knees are behind your toes. You're going to hold that squatting position. Feel that weight in your heels. And then all we're doing is keeping some tension on that band and lifting the arms up and lowering them back down. This exercise is doing a whole bunch of stuff. You're strengthening your legs, you're strengthening your shoulders, which can get really, really taxed when we're sitting at our desks. Plus, we're working our arms and our legs, so we're getting our heart rate up in a rapid way without a bunch of jumping, without a bunch of sweating. So keep moving those arms overhead and down. option to do that without the band. All right, our final standing exercise, mini band pull aparts. So keep that band right around your forearms, reset your Super 7 posture, palms are facing each other, and then all you're doing is separating the band and controlling it back as your hands will move apart, your whole arm, each of your arms will move away from each other. It always helps me to separate my fingers. It's like you're creating energy, you're kind of sending it out. And here again, check that posture. Make sure that your 7 points are in line. Make sure that you're breathing. Beautiful. All right, you worked hard. Let's sit back down and give ourselves a little neck release to close this workout. So lace your fingers together, bring your hands behind your neck, still sitting up tall, beautiful posture. And then you're going to use the heels of your hand to kind of clamp down on that skin and muscle that's supporting your neck. You can find a couple different positions here, but what I want you to do is really squeeze, apply a lot of pressure, hold that pressure on, don't hold your breath, and then as soon as you let go, visualize a sponge like sucking up water into it. This is what we're doing here is we're actually getting fresh blood in that upper neck area. It's a beautiful thing, a little more fun to visualize water. And you made it. With me, Thank you so much. My pleasure, and I will see you at the next workout.